Hi, this is Sahana. In this session, we are going to learn asynchronous operations in Entity Framework Core. We have learned so many things so far. We have already seen how to add, delete, update, and retrieve data. They were all synchronous operations. Let's first understand synchronous programming, then you will understand the importance of asynchronous programming better. In synchronous programming, the program waits for the operation to finish before moving on to the next line of code. But the problem with this approach is, during this time, the program is typically idle, waiting for the operation to complete. And this approach is problematic in case of long-running or IO-bound operations. Look at this application. I have written few methods to create, read, update, and delete an employee. All are performing synchronous operations. In this approach, if an application is reading employees, then it will not do anything else till all the employees are read from the database. If your application is heavily IO bound, then it would be better to opt for asynchronous programming. Entity Framework Core supports asynchronous programming and it provides various asynchronous methods for various database operations. Asynchronous programming allows the execution of tasks concurrently and it makes efficient use of system resources, thus improves responsiveness. Let's understand how to create, read, update, and delete asynchronously. Entity Framework Core provides asynchronous versions of most database operations. We are going to see what are they. When calling asynchronous methods, we should use async keyword. Then we should use await keyword to asynchronously wait for the completion of the operation. Let's start with this method. This method is creating an employee synchronously. Now we are going to modify this method so that it will add employees asynchronously. Here we are using add method, then we are using save changes method. Instead of add method, we are going to call add async method. See. Here we have add. The same way we have add async. Both do the same job, but add async works asynchronously. Next, we should use await keyword and we should modify the return type of this method. This is going to be async task. Same way, instead of save changes method, we are going to make use of save changes async. See, here we have save changes async. We are going to call this method. Use await keyword. That's it. I'll change the method name to create employee async just for easy understanding. I'll modify this one. Here we are calling this create employee async method. Before calling this method, we have to make use of await keyword. In this method, we are reading employees. Instead of void, I'll make it async task. I'll change the method name to create employee async. Then here we are using toList method. Instead of toList method, we have toList async. I'll show you. We have toList async. We can make use of this method. Use await keyword. Let's call this method. Here we are calling this method. Use await keyword while calling this method. This method performs update operation. Here we are finding an employee and we are using find method. Again, here we have async version of find method. We have find async. We are going to use that. Use await keyword. Save changes. Instead of save changes, we are going to make use of save changes async. Use await. Same way. While calling this method, we have to use await keyword. Now the last operation is delete operation. Here, let's use async version of find method. We are going to use find async method. Use await keyword. Then instead of save changes, let's use save changes async. Again, while calling this method, we have to use await keyword. With this, we have learned both the approaches, synchronous and asynchronous. Based on your requirement, you can choose the one that best suits you. That's it for today's session. See you soon in the next video. Thank you.